Brothers and sisters, generals, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you. May that great divine come in our lives. And everything we touch turn to gold. Got to place that gold over our families. And I call down protection on our children and ourselves from that great divine, for ourselves, from ourselves. So we can be ready at all points, because the thing of paranoia is gone. Now we have those righteous shields up and we're ready. And we see things that, they're always there. But when we're at that level of awareness, heightened self-awareness, we begin to see what has always been there. It's just highlighted. We pay more attention now. And we begin to know the gift of life is endless. And I'm speaking on my children. That's why I got them on my thumbnail and banner, because they are the gift of life. When you invest in them and you see the gifts in them and not just in ourselves, now, not that we be down, because when we have worked on our emotions, my generals, brothers and sisters, anyone listening, we know how to cope. But every now and then we get those little concerns. So we flip those concerns. We turn those concerns into solutions, and we draw that energy from that power that we have invested in that's deep in our soul, and pass it off to our generals and children, because children truly is the gift. I say in my meditation times and calling down protection from that great divine times, I always say I thank my children for being born. Care what one went through with one's children, I go through it again, because everything happens for a divine reason. I don't do coincidences, things that we learn from, and we do make it through and do get a sense of stability and a stable mind. Yes, that's what makes the generals we are today, whether mother or father. It's wonderful to get to this state. Is it easy? No. Can it be challenging? Yes. But is it worth the battle? Yes, it is worth the battle, because when you stay with it, you stay wise, and and you listen to the jewels. You learn from the jewels that we have got and learned along the way via books, education, I always say that, or life experiences. But if you definitely learn from life experiences, because as we all know, there's always and forever the best teacher. But we don't just sit back and wait for things to happen. We got to seek it out. Then things begin to happen divinely. But we have to seek it out. Just can't sit on our asses and think things not gonna come with us that way, because that's how that great divine and Mother Nature works. It's like parents. We can get a lot of things can manifest from that divine force and that force of Mother Nature, but we still have to seek it out. We have to do things to put things in action, because the old saying goes, what we put out, the rest. But it's not just gonna just do it on its own. We have to put forth the energy and put it out best way we can, even through the mix of the so-called challenges, because when you're in the right, there will always be negative things. So if you're a student of human nature, that don't even concern yourself with that. We are warriors. We come into every situation with a solution, and if it's a challenging to get a solution, we'll do everything we can until we come up with the most simplest way to come up with a plan and reach that goal of righteousness. I say righteousness a lot, but can't think of it as a corny thing. It's a way of life. It's just doing the right thing and being aware and being on point for oneself. And that core I always talk about. What is the core? The family, brothers and sisters. So stay down, don't stay down, but stay grounded as far as not letting ourselves go crazy in this world, because I refuse to do that. That's why we have to be a student of human nature and observe, so we know what not to do, and try our best to teach our youth and any other generals. If they're adults, teach them too. But everybody has a choice if they're healthy, mind, body, and soul. But that's my son Elijah on the thumbnail. I got 5 kids. I couldn't fit them all on the banner. And that's Elijah on my thumbnail when you click in where the title is. And that's an older picture of him when he was younger. He should be in his 20s right now. And all my kids are spread out. And on my banner here is Laura Lamont Aaron, which you see on the top with the little tinted glasses on, looking cool. And then on the other side of him is him when he was a baby. And then down below is my two daughters in the middle, down below. And that's Ethan in the corner with the number 3 on it. And you can't see it very well, but just a picture of him when he was a baby. And then on the other side is me holding one of my daughters, Naya, my youngest daughter, when she was a baby, which is the two young sisters in the middle at the bottom. That's Andrea and Naya. So we got Andrea, Naya, Aaron, I call him Lord Lamont, and Elijah and Ethan. Those are my biological children. Then I always speak on my spiritually adopted children. My 9-year-old Ethan, his siblings. So yeah, and they're all, you see, we got Angel, Harmony, Skylar. I love their names: Angel, Harmony, Skylar, Chloe, Dion, Aaron, Arian, and Emerald. And did I say them all? I'm gonna say them again. Okay, and these are my son's siblings, which is what I say: Andrea, Naya, Elijah. No, Andrea. No, I'm talking about, those are my kids. Excuse me. My spiritually adopted kids is Skylar, Angel. It's a lot of them, so forgive me. Okay, Chloe, Skylar, Angel, Harmony, Dion, Arian, and Emerald. I think that was all of them. I think I said all of them, yeah, because it's 4 girls and 3 boys, not counting my son, because you got Arian, Emerald, Dion, then you got Chloe, Angel, Harmony, and Skylar. Yeah. So those are my spiritually adopted children. Forgive me, I was forgiving their names. A lot of children. We like the Black Brady Bunch. But yeah, definitely the gift of life, is endless. And there's many gifts in life. It's things we find out about ourselves, things we conquer in this life, that reason we're standing firm on the foundation we're on right now. And that's via family, brother or sister, young or older. Those who are standing firm and refusing to give in to the false sense of reality of life. You got to be careful of that. We all say this social media thing, and separate the two, the media from social media. This is the difference, and you just sometimes, again, just be a student of human nature and just observe and watch things, especially our children, though. And as I spoke on a podcast yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, I spent time with the boys this weekend, and as I was gonna say about my biological children, they're all spread out. And the photos I got here, those are old photos, stuff from my son Ethan, the 9-year-old. The rest of them are grown and grown up, but they're all spread out. Elijah's in, I think he's in New York, and my daughter Naya's in Decatur, and my other daughter's in Kansas, if I'm not mistaken. I don't like giving out too much information, but they just all spread out, in different states. And haven't talked to the girls and my son Elijah in a while, but I speak with Aaron. He's here with me, and not living with me, but he's here with me, and my son's here. So those two I communicate with. The others I haven't talked to in a while, haven't seen them in a while, but that's another podcast. I bring them up every now and then, but that's why I call down that great protection wherever they are, that they are protected, and they are seeing themselves going in the right direction. Got to put that energy out there. Got to be fierce. Can have no doubt. And we have some concern, but never step over into worry. We got to keep that firm, righteous energy up, because we need generals out here. We need generals, and we need warriors, because it's some, I don't know how to explain the times we in. All I know is we better be aware and stay on point the best way we can, and learn to listen. These are the times that we better listen. Example I heard from a great brother a long time ago. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Now, this is an analogy I heard from another brother. And so that's why we have 2 ears for a reason. We should listen more than we speak. Then that way we listen and comprehend, and then where we speak will have substance. It will have truth. It will have life to it. It takes practice, to communicate good life, and really get real with oneself, and stop playing, and take life serious sometimes through the mix of enjoying it. Again, like I said, I spent time with my boys this weekend. It was just, it feels nice, to drop jewels on a young brother or a young sister and see them take your advice and take that torch and run with it, because I got two spiritually adopted daughters. They're doing well, and they're all doing well. They're all my spiritually adopted children. I always say they're gonna be some great kids. If you have great kids, every kid, as many of us teachers say, brother or sister, every young brother or sister have a divine great ability within them. They just have to be around somebody to show them that they have it. Show them that they have good qualities in them. They don't have to go out and scam and hustle and do things wrong to get what they want, because a lot of times it's what they want, it's not what they need. Because when you become accountable or responsible, you start seeking for what one needs, and then the wants will come naturally, because we got to stick to what we need, because it's like I said, it's a lot of things going on that's coming at us at every freaking angle. So we got to be on point, and I have to check myself from time to time. We always got to do that spiritual invoice on oneself just to keep us stable, keep us sane, make sure we straight so we don't get caught off guard. Those who are standing firm, and those who do speak, whether in the world or online, or maybe somewhat of the head of the family, so to speak, if you're in a household, or and we just get somebody got to have a sense of awareness, whether it's the brother or the sister. If you're in a family or your relationship or friendship, somebody got to be wise and have their damn brain open and their mind open and being aware. Can't be getting caught up and being swayed by every damn thing. Because I'm telling you, when you're on point and you take care of your shit and you stay focused, man, so many great things just come about. You have a lot of aha moments and a glad I didn't do that moment, and I'm glad I did this, and I'm glad I did that. When you're accountable, like let's use paying bills for an example. Now, this came to me the other day, and I was like, even though it's more than just working a job and that same cycle every day of getting up and going to work and going to sleep, get up and going. It's more than that. We got to go deeper than that. But I'm just using paying bills and working and just taking care of your shit overall has so many freaking benefits. And I was just meditating on this, I think maybe yesterday. Just sometimes, when you're just looking for ways to do better and trying to stay out of the way of toxic person, place, or thing, when you're keeping yourself aware, that's when we're seeking out righteous things, that's when things come to us and thoughts just pop in our head, So I was meditating on, and I was just thinking, I was like, man, I'm so glad that great divine makes one disciplined. So many benefits come to being disciplined and staying aware of things, our children, ourselves, of course, our surroundings, and, and looking for those good brothers and good sisters, because they are out there. We got to keep our mind in that space too. Don't let life make us bitter where we can't have love. We're going to run into individuals that's just, that old conditioning, brothers and sisters. It's unfortunate, but a lot of brothers and sisters, younger or older, still carrying that conditioning that Malcolm X talked about. And, it's kind of heartbreaking sometimes, but, you teach an individual or show them. If they can't show them, you just keep it moving, and keep on to the next general that do want to grow, whether brother or sister, younger or older. But this dawned on me. I was meditating on yesterday, and I was like, thank that great divine that they put that spirit in me to be disciplined. I'm glad I pay my bills and just do what just do what the hell we supposed to do as a basic human being. First off, get all, like I said recently, get all our basic human qualities down. Let's get all those things right, all those quirks and kinks and all the hang-ups we have buried deep within. Let's get all that perfected and get that down. Then once we get our human emotions and impulses and all that stuff intact, then we can step over into the spiritual side of us, where we start seeing those things that are over, above, and beyond, over the horizon. When we get to that space, that's when we'll start seeing things and start being grateful and thankful and have those thankful reflections, not the regretful reflections. Have the thankful ones When we think about the things we plow through, and this brother or sister, even if it's younger, if you've been through some things, brother or sister, and it just put a smile on your face. And you're like, man, it just make you want to make you hungry to, to be even more disciplined, and you just be happy to share it to someone else. It's wonderful, because we got to create generals around us, right? So that's why we give off righteous teaching, positive energy. That's the whole real reason why we be righteous right there, because it brings good benefits in the future, So we got to make that righteous blueprint in the present. So that's what I'm saying. I was meditating. I was like, man, thank you. Thank you, great divine. Because, and I get to a space, I was like, because sometimes we feel, guilty about buying things. Because I'm not a materialistic person. I could give a shit about materialistic things. So, but when we earn them, it's just like the other day, I was like, I was going to go to the store and buy something. And I actually spent a lot of money on the kids this weekend, to be honest. And, I think about, you have to assess your money the way we assess ourselves and our children and, the ways of the world and stuff like that. And just keep those pistons firing. But it's wonderful when we can see things, when we are aware. It's wonderful to be in that space, but it takes practice. We have to stay in it. Can't get caught up in our emotions. Things are going to happen. When we know this, we won't get caught off guard a lot, and we stay disciplined. And another reason why, and remember, paying bills and all that stuff, it's just an example. But life is way more than just paying bills and going to work every day. Real talk. So there's just a small example of, the good qualities. That's because we're disciplined in our bills and stuff like that. That means we'll be disciplined in other areas. Real talk. So, but we have to stay at it and practice, brother or sister, family, younger or older. And I actually, what sparked me to be more disciplined and do better is when I lived with my Uncle Terry. And he was very disciplined. And my mom, of course, very disciplined. Most of the people in my family, very disciplined. I always speak highly of my family. A lot of us are doing well because, as I always say, when you take care of your shit, the future will be a breeze. A few hiccups and bumps here and there, but you stay on it. It won't be that many hiccups and bumps. You'll be ready. You'll know how to deal with it. So again, like I said, bills are just an example of, man, it's just life. And then you can go out and buy what you need. Because I was meditating on that. I was like, okay, what? All my bills are paid. I was like, this paid, that's paid. I had extra money. I was like, not go splurge or ball out or nothing. But you leave room to do things that, whether it's spending money on your family or maybe something on yourself. When you have taken care of everything, it feels better. Then you earn it. You don't feel like you're watching the price. That's another thing I don't do. I don't care about money. I don't watch prices. If I want something, I'm going to fucking get it. I don't live in that mentality where I'm watching everything. I see that at my job. And people will come in, get a meal, be comfortable, eat the meal, and then complain about the price. I would never understand that. So if you can worry about prices, maybe you shouldn't be in there wherever you're at, whether you're out to eat or you're out shopping. If you're worried about prices, you probably shouldn't be buying this shit in the first place. Because that's a rule I have. I'm never stepping into a restaurant or if I'm buying clothes or wherever I'm going. If I'm not planning on buying something, I'm not going to browse around and wish I could buy something. That's stupid. And that's kind of like imprisonment in one's mind. Never go nowhere to buy nothing if you can't afford it. So I don't price check. I don't give a fuck about money. I know we got to have it. And there's, this here so-called matrix, and we got to have it to work and, and thrive in this life and all those things. But at the same time, I could give a fuck about money. And when we have that kind of mentality, I don't know. That's just how the universe works. When you don't care about it, but you take care of your business and do what you have to do. I don't know. Somehow, some way, that great divine and universe makes it where you come into the money, because that's what that divine force wants, right? It has abundance of things for us. We don't have to push or scam or run over nobody to get it. If we do what we're supposed to do, it will come, because it's not a money thing. It's an energy thing. But of course, can't sit on our asses. We have to put forth the effort, and to get these things we need. And then once will come, because again, like I said a few minutes ago, great divine and Mother Nature, it's like parents. So that's why I say the gift of life can be, it is endless. I should have put can be endless. It just depends on what the individual and that old mindset, because when you don't give a damn about money and prices, and all you care about is seeing the life in your children, seeing them get better, and then our family being straight and keeping us straight, that's all one should care about. Everything else is history. Everything else will come when you just hungry for life and doing better. And you see yourself doing better, and you pass it on to our generals, those who care about us far and near, in the world or online. But never ever forget the core, brothers and sisters, the family. I always say, start with ourselves. You know the rest. You know what I'm gonna say. Righteous ripple effect. Whenever we put out righteous things, that effect, we drop that pebble in that pond, send out that ripple, it will come back. It might come soon, it might come later, but it will come, My favorite thing to say, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So, practice having gratitude. Do things to make us happy when something try to make us feel a certain way. No, you override it, Think of the things that you do have. Don't let some little small, little insignificant thing, because I have to do that. I have to readjust and kind of assess. I always say assess and reset. I'm like, man, really? I'm gonna complain about that. Really? I'm alive. I'm breathing. I woke up this morning. That's how we gotta think. We do got righteous. Be thankful for the righteous people in our family. Be thankful that if we are fortunate to have some of our family alive, be thankful, and those who aren't alive, may they rest in peace and in power. Those we held dear, and just be thankful we alive. Because when you're alive and breathing, that's what I always say. It's another day to chance. It's another day or opportunity or chance to do better and dig in deep into oneself and bring out that warrior that's just laying dormant, waiting to come out and fight against this so-called matrix, And if you are at that state and you see what it is and you are on the outside of the matrix, that your journey has just begun. Because when you begin to see through the smoke screens of this world, man, I'm telling you, you will see the gift, the real gift of life. Not what we see in movies, not what we see in some of these celebs and all that. No, we find our own way, our own divine path, and just don't get away from the core of that family, That's been in my spirit here lately, And I've been wanting to do this podcast about my children for a while because I wanted their pictures on my banner and stuff. So, just be thankful if you have good children out there. And I wanted to speaking of children, I was at work yesterday, and this is when social media is getting crazy. For one, when I was riding with my children in the van the other day, I saw somebody out there in the rain, walking in the rain on the phone. Is it that serious? Raining like a mug. So I don't understand, but that's what this technology does. Even when I'm driving, people be in front of me and they don't see the light change because they on their phone. I mean, you talking about distractions are at an all-time high. Real talk. That's why I've been focusing on my kids here lately. Real talk. So I mean, it's mostly adults though. Real talk. I've been seeing a lot of adults just so distracted, and it's dangerous. So, and that leads me to, I was at work yesterday, and I work in the back, and I can see out to the restaurant, and I observed sometimes, and it was a sister eating in the restaurant yesterday, and she had her daughter in there, and she had the laptop, and the daughter had the phone, and she sat there and she ate. And the poor daughter just sat there, and she had already ate her food and everything. And the daughter, she wasn't even on her phone anymore. But the mother was just, it had to been a good hour and a half, almost 2 hours. She was staring into this computer and paying her daughter no freaking mind. I'm just observing this. I'm like, she is so unaware. But she was in a safe space. Nothing wasn't going to happen. But I'm just saying, these are the types of things that people do that are just so careless, negligent. I was thinking in my mind, negligence. And she just sitting there, and the poor daughter just tired and restless and just sitting there. I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. So those are the things we have to be aware of. We gotta keep an eye on our children. We gotta listen to them and be aware of what we're doing around them. Real talk, because children feel things. Never take what children can feel, see, and hear for granted. They have they have divine qualities too, and they can see things. They just don't know. Sometimes they might not understand it. They might not know what it means, but some children do. Like my spiritually adopted children and my biological children, really intelligent. My son Lord Lamont, and yeah, but that just I was like, wow, that woman was so distracted, I see this kind of thing all the time. That's just a small example, but it's becoming a major problem. It really is, so you really have to practice on. They even got ads and commercials now about taking breaks off phones and stuff like that. So they know how serious it is. They know, because even the people who are inventing, I bet you they don't have their kids on this shit all the time. So we just had to be careful. Real talk. So I mean, especially for adults, we too, even me. So anybody can be caught up, but you can be on it and still regulate. You just got to keep your scruples. You got to keep your brain. You got to keep your mind. Watch what goes in our psyche, what goes in and what goes out. Keep it filtered at all costs. Yeah, so that was just something that kind of bothered me when I saw that. But back to my son, Lord Lamont. Look for Hip Hop What Ifs. I caught up with him. I mentioned on the podcast yesterday, and we're gonna get together Friday, and we're gonna we're gonna try to go out to eat and stuff. I'll try to get some footage of us out to eat and all that kind of stuff, if I can get him to do it, because I know he have stuff he have to do sometimes. But we're gonna get together Friday. I want to make that happen. Hopefully nothing else happen, but we're gonna try to do the Hip Hop What Ifs Friday, because I got a lot of things I want to say about hip hop, because I love hip hop, man, from the bottom of my heart. And as I said, I am very, very disappointed in some of my OGs of hip hop that's in their 50s, and I just want to say why. One brother that's in the media now, and I really like his music, and I liked him as a character, as his character too. But what I have seen, I just want to say why. What some of these artists are doing, and some celebs. I want to know what led up to the point, and why. Why are you doing these things that has nothing to do with hip hop? And I'm gonna speak on that. And like I say, I'm not the sayer overall over hip hop or know all there is, but I know I love it, and I know what's hip hop, and I know what's not. So does my son Lord Lamont, because we study it. We have a very deep passion for music overall, not just hip hop, but of course hip hop is our favorite genre, and it's the most popular genre. So me and my son and we're gonna speak on it, and we're gonna speak on his music and where he's going, what direction he want to take his music, and I'm gonna speak on my cousin L'Oreal Lyrical, may she rest in peace and in power, and we're gonna speak on her music, and how she liked about me, how intelligent she was, and kind of person she was, and just gonna speak on her a little bit, and we're gonna speak on other artists, and it's gonna be, I'm gonna try to make it more on underground artists, whether big or small, because we're gonna speak on some famous, but I gotta tell you, and I really don't care what nobody think or say, because I have everybody have a right to their own opinion, right? But it all comes from love. Some of it hurts me, it's just disappointing to see a grown man, even a grown sister, a grown brother, a grown sister, I don't know what the hell's going on. They just let this industry just do anything they want to them. I would never understand that, and I'm disappointed in that. Kind of tired of it. It's getting old. I mean, God dog, is anybody that hasn't sold out? I mean, seriously. So, because, hey, our children, I have children. Many others have children. Even some artists and some of these celebs, they have children. So, I don't get it. And I'm thankful, and I'm so glad that none of my children has nothing to do with the industry. And they never will, because they have that divine protection on them. And I call that down on my whole family, all my family. So all my family's protected, and anyone I've ever come in contact with. Once you come in contact with me, you're protected. Not that I'm this powerful being, but that's just something I always do. I always call down protection from that great divine for ourselves, from ourselves. And the from ourselves is very, very important, because that's the worst enemy, the one deep within. But the gift of life is endless when you invest in it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful for my children for being born, and just wanted to speak on them a little bit. That's why I put them on my banner. And again, that's Elijah on the thumbnail when he was a baby. He should be in his 20s now. He's in New York. Yeah, haven't seen him in some years, and haven't seen my daughters and spoke to them in a while either. But they'll always be in my spirit. I don't know wherever they are. I know they're all right. And, I have tried to reach out in the past, but different circumstances. I'm not blaming them or their moms or nothing. I have to take up the accountability, right? So, but when that chapter comes, I'll have to deal with it, right? But I love them, and I'm ready for whatever to come, because life is a gift, and I thank them for being born. Like I said, I don't care what I had to go through. I will go through it again, because if I didn't go, there's many of us, family members, brothers and sisters, generals. Salute. If we didn't go through the fires we went through, we wouldn't be the generals we are today. But there won't be any more fires, will it? Because when you get to a state of heightened self-awareness, there's less stress or no stress at all. So, keep loving on our children. Keep showing them the best. Because the gift of life, all day, every day, is endless. Salute.